Welcome back to Cord Cutting Today, where we break down some of the biggest stories happening in the world of cord cutting, including today, another cable TV network is shutting down, Dolby is suing Roku over patent infringements and breach of contract, and Fox Weather is expanding to a major streaming service. These stories and a whole lot more coming up in a quick second. First though, if you want to find out a link to any of these stories we're about to talk about, check out the show notes down below and in the first pinned comment. I'll put a link to each one there so you can read it for yourself. Second, hey, can you help us grow? Can you let YouTube know you enjoy what we do here? Just hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up. We post videos like this every Monday through Friday. All right, let's dive into it. Another cable TV network is throwing in the towel, this time a news network called NewsNet, based out of Michigan. Actually, it's the same owner as the 5 Hour Energy Company. Now, they wanted it to be unbiased, just serious news, just hardcore, old-fashioned reading of the news. Turns out maybe not as many people like that as they want, and they suddenly ceased operations last week and laid off all their employees. With this, the founders said, "We believe people would want to watch clean, non-biased news network, but we were wrong. With a large audience, we just couldn't continue to lose money. Without a large audience, we couldn't continue to lose money. We hired the best people and talent, and we appreciate their hard work and effort, but we just couldn't continue." Understand, at some point you have to look at the budget, say we're losing money, and we have no path forward. And I think this is something we're going to see from more and more cable networks as we go on. Now, this network initially launched as the local news network on local services, ended up streaming on a bunch of different platforms for free and on their own, and was carried on different providers across the country. Never really got the widespread acclaim it wanted. A lot of people did like it though, because it was just a hard reading of the news through NewsNet. Now though, it is defunct. The last I checked, the website was still live, but it wasn't. The content was just old sitting on there. They also had a sports version that had like edited clips played together in a sports feed. That again, last I checked at the time of recording, remember I recorded this the day before, was still live but not updating. We'll keep a close eye on it. But mark my word, more cable networks like this, more of those small, the independent ones, the sub channels, the MTV3 or whatever it's called nowadays, look for those to become a thing of the past. All right, next story up. Dolby is suing Roku for selling millions of dollars worth of Dolby software in violation of its contract. Now, if you watch Roku and mainstream players, often push Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos, or whatever it may be that they have in there. Dolby argues that Roku breached their contract with how they used the stuff in violation of the contract. They built it in, and profited by promoting Dolby Included when they didn't properly follow the terms of their contract. And apparently Dolby wanted to audit them, and Roku kind of blocked them, didn't want them to audit them. We'll keep a close eye on this, but this could be a major one. For us, the end person, not a big deal. Worst case, maybe Roku doesn't market their devices as having Dolby and so has something else on it, HDR or whatever. I don't think it's as big of a deal. There are some people out there that really want that Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos sound, whatever it may be. I think for most people it won't matter, but I suspect this is one of those things that an out-of-court settlement will be reached, or the two sides will come type of financial arrangement. But it is interesting to see Roku and Dolby going into court over this. I think this would be something that the two sides will be able to finish and fix. Of course, it's one of those things. One side says, hey, I'm fully within my rights. Another side says, no, our interpretation of the contract is different. That's when lawyers get involved. We'll see what happens with it. All right, Fox Weather is expanding its team. It's hired a veteran weather personality with over 30 years of experience at the Weather Channel. Mike Seidel, it's a dyslexic moment, not sure how to say it, but Mike spent over 30 years at the Weather Channel. Now is coming over to Fox Weather, and Fox Weather is now available on Pluto TV. Major distribution move there. This puts Fox Weather on a growing number of services for free. Honestly, it's become a very popular Weather Channel alternative with a lot more weather coverage is how they've really been pushing themselves. We'll see if they can keep it up, what the long-term benefit here is of the Roku Channel, Pluto TV, Tubi, many other services, and paid services like YouTube TV, I should say, offering Fox Weather. Have you tried it out? What do you think of Fox Weather versus the Weather Channel? Leave me a comment. Let me know which one you pick for your coverage with everything happening in the world of weather. All right, next story up. Max is refreshing its homepage with new personalizations. This is a big thing right now. And it's kind of not new. It's a new system to promote maybe helping you find stuff that you're more likely to watch because they want you to watch more hours, especially if you're on an ad-supported plan. So the more hours you watch, the more ads they get to show you. But a lot of companies have put a lot of money into improving their recommendations. Apparently Disney Plus is also about to do that. But the idea of personalized recommendations is not new. Making them better, making them more effective, and you clicking on it is new. We'll have to wait and see, but we'll keep a very, very close eye on this with it. But a few things here with this. The big thing, of course, is the new layout, which is meant to give you better content recommendations, have you spend more time watching the content there. But you also find out some minor tweaks in the settings and other areas of the Max app. Has anyone gone out there and used the new Max app? What do you think of it? If you not, update your device to get the newest version of it. I'd love to hear from you what you like about it, what you don't. All right, next story up is, according to over 400 of our raters, YouTube TV is the most popular live TV streaming service. But second place is like wide open fight. There are a ton of other streaming services right on top of each other. So 55% of you said that YouTube TV was the best service out there, followed by Sling TV at 12%, Philo at 11%, and Hulu plus Live TV at 10%. Those are all, like they say, within the margin of error. They're all right on top of each other. It's interesting to see that there's no clear winner in third, or in second, or even third place. Because let's be honest, not all streaming services are going to survive. There's just too many of them. And even if you can't be number one, you definitely want to be that second or third choice to help you survive as maybe some of the smaller ones start being unable to continue. Now, it is interesting to see Friendly at 3% and Fubo at just 3%. Does it surprise you that Fubo came in at just 3% of our voters saying it's the best streaming service or not? It's kind of one of those things. It's like the old, I've talked about this before. If you grew up in the 90s, remember the Sega versus Nintendo fight, which is better? And kind of, yeah, both had pluses, both had minuses. A lot came down to what you owned was what you ended up being a fanboy of. And I think cord cutting is a little bit like that. A lot of people get very tied into, I'm a Roku, I'm a Fire TV, I'm an Apple TV guy. But same with streaming services. So we'll see what happens there, but leave me a comment and let me know. All right, last story up. If you're looking for everything that's come out to Netflix, Hulu, and Max in August, we put it all together into a single post. You can find it all at corecarsnews.com with a link in the show notes. Well, a few things. Don't forget, question of the day. We're getting back into it. I know I took a little time off last week. We actually haven't had too many. I answered some in the comments. But because of last week with the funeral and everything, it was a little busy. If you would like to leave me a comment, with a question, start off with something that starts off with like a question for Luke, so I know it's something you want me to answer here. I may answer in the comments, depending if it's best answered there or here. Couple quick follow-ups here. Venue Sports announced the price and kind of a release date. I got a lot of questions about that. When is the release date? Like the story said, fall of 2024. That's all we know. So sometime between late September and early November, basically. I would put it somewhere in that range, most likely. Hopefully sooner the better. The reports were originally in August. I think they're really regretting not being able to get it out because they're missing out on a lot of college football people. Because it's hard to get people to switch. If I sign up for YouTube TV or Hulu or Sling and I'm watching it and I'm happy, mid-season of a sports team, it's hard to get people to switch. So we'll keep a close eye on it. Second, when will we know more? Okay, I just don't know. They have not given us any dates when they'll about future announcements. But once we do know anything about the new Venue Sports streaming service, I'll have coverage over at corecarsnews.com and talk about it here. But that's it for today. I hope you have a fantastic day. I'll be back again real soon. Take care. Be safe. If you end up with any tips, go to corecarsnews.com, click on the Contact Us, send us an email with your tip. Take care, everybody. Be safe.